I know I've done this before where, I've had to go to a coworker or whatever and say, you know what, look, I'm sorry, I did this wrong, blah, blah, blah. And yet I was negligent to go to a family member and say, I'm sorry, I did this, blah, blah, blah. And I know Christy and I were talking last night, maybe it was the night before, and we would meet the most boring, like if they did a reality TV show about us, because we had a 30-minute discussion about how to close a door. Kid you not. At least 37 minutes, how to close the door. And I think the discussion before that was whether or not to watch, I forget the name of the show, some show that we wanted to watch. And that was a show that I encouraged her. I said, you're going to love this show. We should watch it. Was it Mike and Molly? Never really seen it before. Got season 1, said, let's watch it from the beginning. And I was like, are you ready to watch it? She's like, not yet. And I got frustrated, and I got angry, and I got tired of watching. And she's like, well, I want to finish this. And I was like, but I want you to watch this show. You're going to enjoy this show. And she's like, all right, fine, let's watch the show. And I'm like, well, I don't want to watch it now. And we finally put the show on, and about 5 minutes into the show, she says, can you pause it? Which kicked my notch up another level. So I paused it, and she looked at me, and she says, I'm sorry I snapped at you. Do you forgive me? Which made me feel really bad, because I was the one who started snapping at her. And I was like, yes, I forgive you. Do you forgive me? She said, yes. And then there's this thing that we started doing. We got out of this book that was for marriage couples, a devotional. It was the only thing of value we got out of the book. We ended up tossing the book away. But then she says this to me. She says, okay, I want to renew our covenant relationship. And I said, okay, I want to renew our covenant relationship too. Which basically means, say, whatever we were arguing about, whatever we were just talking about, is nowhere near as important as making sure that we stay connected as family. Again, that was the only thing of value out of that book. But we've had to turn to that a couple of times when we disagree about stuff and say, okay, wait, I want to renew our covenant relationship. And I want to be totally, upfront and honest, 98% of the time, she's the one who initiates that. Because I'm kind of stubborn, and I'd rather wait for her to say, okay, you were right, and then I'll renew the covenant relationship. But we have got to start treating our family like family. So, this is the last thing. And as I share this with you, last thing I want us to close with. So, faith in God, acknowledging, keeping God in our family, be kind to family. Man, if we just do nothing but get that right, the whole world about Christians and their families and the way we interact and the marriage rate and the divorce rate will change if we just get that right and being kind to family